Oh boy, we are self-distributing this film. I'm sure any of you who have worked in film can imagine the challenges that we are having finding a distributor. As I've said a couple of times, it's not easy for an African-American man to get his independent film made, never mind an African-American man who's Muslim, who makes a film about an African-American man who's Muslim. There's just no business plan for that. So we created one because we actually knew that there was an audience for this film. We knew that this film had to get to its audience.
So we made it, we're partnering with AMC Theaters, and we're opening in 12 cities on February 11th of this year. Based on how it does in those 12 cities opening week, we could potentially expand and open more every week, sort of like Slum Millionaire did, that sort of model. So.
Just a final follow-on thought. So if any of your Atlanta family wanted to show the film at a school, college, whatever, at some point, what would be the process for connecting?
We're going to start with our whole college tour and all that stuff in the fall of this year.
But what we are doing right now is we are getting certain requests from certain organizations and some schools. And what we're trying to do, what would be most helpful for us right now, is for the school, instead of the cost to bring, put up the screening, bring the filmmaker, to actually buy out a screen, especially an opening weekend. And that's what we're actually asking to do. It's, you know, we're taking little pieces of historical strategies, and most recently, you know, Qasim mentioned Slumdog. My Big Fat Greek Wedding did it. They had Greek organizations buy out opening night so you couldn't get a ticket. It created a desire for people to see it. So that's it. If there's anybody here, you know, we've got some representatives from some organizations that are doing this with us, and that's right now how you can help us. That first week is critical for us.
Because if we have a huge opening week and nobody can get tickets because they're all sold out, and you know that tells the theater, okay, we need to make this big. So it's all about, like, if you have a class, February 11th.
February 11th.
Yeah.
Just for Valentine's Day.
So if you have a class or something, you know, you can bring students, and, you know, like
on February 11th.
Yes.
That's when we open. Yeah. Okay.
2011.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much of the actual film is based on facts and actual events?
It's hard to say. The story is based on true events, but those events, a lot of them are dramatized for the film. There are certain things that happen very similar to the events in the film, such as the kid at the school and stuff like that. That stuff really happened in my life. But the stuff at the school, and at the university, is a little more dramatic, and like I never got attacked like that on 9/11 or anything. While there were some incidents, you know, I just dramatized it for the film. So it's hard to say, but a lot of those dynamics were true.
You had a real all-star cast to be an independent film. How'd you kind of go about getting the Nia Longs and Danny Glovers and all of that? That's huge. Congratulations, by the way, on that.
Well, the short of it is that they appreciated the story and the script. You know, like actors their stature have difficulty a lot of times working with people like me because I'm not a big name or anything. So there was they were a little skeptical about it, but when they saw the script and when we talked and they met me and the producer and the team, you know, they were pretty comfortable with that, and so they took a chance, and they did well, and they actually took this movie to a whole nother place where I didn't even realize that it could go, but yeah, it was basically about the story for them.
Definitely.
How long did it take you to write that?
The initial draft of the script only took a month, but I must have written like 15, 20 rewrites. It was ridiculous. So it took a couple years. I initially wrote it in 2007, and we ended up shooting at the end of 2009.
And how long did it take to shoot?
25 days. Oh yeah, that you answered. It's figuring people out because every actor is different, and you absolutely cannot approach each one the same. Something you might be able to tell somebody, like, come on man, you gotta step it up, like this is, what are you doing? And that'll get them pumped up. Somebody else might destroy
That wouldn't
it.
work with Danny Glover.
Right.
Danny, what's up? You gotta step up here.
Right. Like the younger actors, you know, it's almost like children or something. And I don't have children, but it's like each one has a different personality. Each one works differently. Each one, you have to figure that out, and fairly quickly, because if you don't, you know, it was a short story. We were shooting that scene where the emotional scene in the room where everybody's crying and stuff, and we were all ready to shoot, and everybody's like on set, and then we were like, "Where's Takwa?" And somebody came and whispered to her, like, "She won't come out of this room. She's like, won't talk to anybody but you." And I was like, "Really?" Because this is her first movie. The girl that played Takwa, Kimberly Drummond, and you know she's in there with Roger and Nia, and she's just like, you know, this is a little much. So it's one of those things where you absolutely have to create a certain relationship and deal with different actors a certain way. So that was the hardest part, and figuring out, you know, that you can't tell Danny Glover certain things because he's been doing this for like 100 years. He's gonna look at you like, boy, how long you been doing it? So, you know, you have to have a conversation with Danny Glover rather than, you know, being like, hey Danny, look, I need, you know, it's like, all right, so maybe we should. So it's that kind of stuff, just figuring all that out. We would send them before they got into town, like Roger, that was supposed to be him calling me a Don at the beginning of the film. We had to put a recording in there, but you know, we sent them MP3s of different people calling the Adon for him to listen to over and over. But you know, it's very hard if you have not said these words. Like if you've never, because the English language is like how far we can go in the English language is actually pretty limited. You don't use the qaf and the kha, and so it's like people who have not said it, it's very hard to go there. So it took a while, you know, to get certain. I mean, just to say assalamu alaikum, you know, it was difficult. But you know, and some of it, you know, worked. But we would hope that people see sort of the bigger picture. So.
But the answer to your question is several weeks.
So have any of them converted yet?
No, actually. You have a question.
I just want to congratulate you because I have a question about the story. You had to break the story down into a screenplay. Did you have a concept in the beginning, or how did it evolve in your mind? How did this? I mean,
when I write a screenplay, I sort of just lock myself away for a while and just go into the story and live it. Like psychologically, I try to go there and I just write, and it comes to me, and I write it, and I don't know how to explain it better than that. You know, that scene where he comes in and he slams that on the desk. Dorian just walked in and slammed it. Like, what is it? Danny Glover's like, what? Like, he was just not, like, he did not expect that.
Right, but Dorian knew it was his close-up.
Yeah, it was like, Danny was just like, no, wait a minute, we doing this again. Because he was not
just like
ready.
Nia's
He was
slap.
like, what?
Just like Nia's slap. She actually really slapped him.
Yeah, the guy was like, because we were doing the movie slap, and he just moved, and we were going to put a sound effect, and he was like, so just slap me for real. I was like, you sure? You signed this paper? You sure? He's like, slap me for real. And she was like, all right. Yeah, nails.
Right, I was like, fine. I'm from Brooklyn. I'll slap you.